What is software piracy? Software piracy is the illegal copying, distribution, or use of software. There are types of software piracy that includes shoplifting, client-server overuse, hard disk loading, counterfeiting, online piracy. Software piracy among students. As information technology students in the Philippines, we know how difficult it is to get access to legitimate licensed software, especially financially. As such, most students resort to illegitimate copies of software, usually to aid academics. Students typically use illegitimate software for personal use, not for financial gain. According to PhilStar, college students typically get 150 to 250 pesos daily, excluding transport allowance. The allowance covers food expenses, academic, and school requirements like photocopies, school supplies, and etc. Students from provinces usually got lower from 100 to 150, taking into account cost of living. Here are the graphs of the students who have allowance every day. From 50 to 100 is their lunch, 30 to 50 peso is their merienda, 20 pesos for average for photocopies, and 50 to 80 pesos for school requirements. Taking the graphic into account, it shows that budget for accessing legitimate software is virtually non-existent. For example, Adobe offers its Creative Cloud collection for 2,492 pesos per month. For students to gain access, they need another 83 pesos per day for 30 days. That's just absurd. Such unreasonable price. Although Adobe does offer a special rate for students and teachers, it will cost extra 33 pesos per day. For most students, they already considered it expensive. To continue the presentation, let me introduce you to Alec Simoy. Alec.
Hello, I'm Alec. I'll be continuing the talk about software piracy among students. We're now going to be talking about the justifications of students on why they use illegal copies of software. The most common reason for software piracy in the Philippines is cost. Most software available for consumers in the Philippines are expensive when compared to the amount of money an individual earns. Although some developers offer free versions or trials of their software, it is usually not enough to cover an IT student's needs, especially since most free versions have locked functionalities or features. Believe it or not, software piracy has its advantages. Number one, it was mentioned earlier, cost. Pirated software costs nothing or close to nothing to obtain. Second, it is easy to acquire. Pirated software is extremely easy to find, whether online or sold openly in foreign countries, especially here in the Philippines, or simply provided by friends. You can acquire counterfeit software from torrents. You can even buy them from shops for like 50 to 100 pesos depending on where you are. Yeah, it's easy to acquire. Next is anonymity. Pirating software is a crime that can be committed without leaving one's house or even interacting with any person. This makes it very hard for authorities to apprehend software pirates because they're very hard to track. They use VPNs to cover their tracks, so it's really hard to stop pirates. Lastly, my partner Vince Oliveros, and thank you for watching. From pirating software, the temptation to make money by selling illegal programs is strong. Pirated software costs nothing to acquire, so virtually your profit is close to 100%. Next, we're going to talk about the disadvantages of software piracy. First and foremost, and the most obvious of disadvantages is it's illegal. It is a crime to make unauthorized copies of software. People who are found guilty of the crime can be fined and or sentenced to prison. The second one is it is risky. Pirated software is more likely to be infected with serious computer viruses, which can damage the user's computer systems. Usually, you can get pirated software from the internet, and sometimes your antivirus softwares won't even detect them. So it's very risky. Third is it's very unproductive. Most pirated software does not come with manuals or technical support that is given to a legitimate user. In addition, software becomes outdated rapidly because pirated software is ineligible for upgrades. So that is it for our report about a student perspective on software piracy. It has been Alec, Angelo, Simoy with